Okay, so good information on auto dealers, things that you need to know. Let's move on to the auto service exposure, and that's really your garage repair. And you want to be able to understand their service exposure. And for example, is there a paint shop exposure? You have to ask those questions, and the app is a really good way to guide you. And also, is there structural frame modification services? Are they altering the vehicles in any way from the way they were manufactured? So Teresa's going to go over this section of the application now.
All right, service repair risks. There are so many different types of repair shops out there, and these are some of the categories, some of the larger categories that my carriers have come up with. And then there's also that other category. Please don't put general repair in that other category. Please try to split out the types of repair work they're doing. If they are doing general repair, you're going to want to look on the left side of this chart towards the top. Usually the top 6 is where your general repair guys are going to be. Anything below that is going to, you're getting into tires, you're getting into more of your collision repair shops. And then anything on the right is typically your specialized repair shops. This is stereo and alarm. That's pretty much all they're going to be doing. Performance enhancements, lift kits, or your detail guys. Please do the best you can in splitting out the percentages. Again, this is going to help me pick which classification to put them under, and as well as other underwriting requirements, especially when we're talking about tires, performance adjustments. That's not going to be a good fit for some of my markets, but will be for some of my others. And of course, if there's any questions, you're not sure, I'm not sure how this fits in any of these boxes, not a problem. Reach out to me. I'm available, email, phone call, or if you need to, go ahead and use that other category, and I can always reach out to you if I need any specific information. On this slide, we're going to be talking about spray paint booths and then the frame cutting and stretching. The spray paint booth, there's 4 questions underneath there. There's some underwriting that goes into this because it's a large fire and pollution hazard. So we want to make sure the proper safeguards are in place in order for them to be eligible with my market. And then the frame cutting and stretching, that's pretty heavy. You're altering a vehicle essentially. So that's definitely not something we would be interested in writing. If they're only doing frame straightening, not a problem. We just need to know the make and model of the machine being used for the straightening. And if you're not sure what the difference is, simply do an online Google search and you can find some great pictures and information so you can see what frame cutting looks like, frame stretching versus what frame straightening is, which is if you're in a minor collision, you can usually just straighten out the frame. A cutting and stretching, that's a little too much on the altering side of the spectrum for my carriers. And now we're getting into insurance history. If they don't have insurance history, that's fine. Just let me know. We can do new ventures. We can write dealerships or repair shops that have been in business but just haven't had coverage. Not a problem. But if they have had coverage, please put it on here because that gives me the opportunity to offer credits. So the more information you have about their loss history, the better. And I'm not going to require loss runs, while quoting. I'll request it subject to binding. The only time I need loss history up front is if they've had any losses, in the past 3 years. That's going to be the only time I'm asking for loss runs up front. But please, any information you can give me about their loss history is great because it just helps me help your client that much more.